Hey guys, welcome to the second episode of the podcast. Today we're going to be talking about conspiracy theories, and today we have Jackson, Loop, Damien, Queen, and Nolan with me today. So I guess we can start off with anti-masks.
That I don't know. That's lot. I would think a lot could be said with that. You don't think?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Am I supposed to still be leading? I'm a little uncomfortable here, guys.
Okay, you want to help out here? You want to help out here? Okay. So I guess what do you mean with like the whole like anti-mask thing? Like, are you talking about it like that around the way with like people and their conspiracies around mask, or like what exactly?
Well, I heard a lot about conspiracy theories about people like refusing to wear masks in stores and stuff that require them to because they believe that the coronavirus is faked and that the government is suffocating them with the masks, and that's why there's so many casualties, which is just completely ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, I see a lot of people like going and like saying stuff like that. Like, it's sometimes I think it's honestly I think it's out of hand, and it's I kind of do think it's like ridiculous the way that they're coming about it, I guess. I don't know, like I personally I wear a mask like anytime that I go out and stuff like that. What about y'all?
Yeah, I wear masks.
Not in a month.
Yeah, I don't go out much. I only really go out to go shopping and stuff like that. But when I do, I bring a mask.
You know, that's what I'm saying. Like, you still at least go and wear a mask and stuff like that. And
yeah,
but yeah, I mean, I do see a lot of people like going about and not doing it. You know, Nolan, what about over there?
I'm sorry. What was the question?
The mask. Do you still go back and do you still wear a mask like anytime that you go out, or are you like an anti-mask and not wearing it? Period.
Two things. I do wear a mask, and the other thing is I have to wear a mask. So
Because of like your workplace and stuff like that, or what?
yeah, workplace and school.
That's also a big thing. I mean, did you all ever see like that video of I think it was in like Ohio or something, that there was somebody, because like at football games, anytime that you would go to a football game and stuff like that, like that you are required to wear a mask, and there was like this lady like going and being dragged out, not because she refused to wear a mask. Did y'all ever see that?
Oh yeah, I saw that on the news. Yeah.
I didn't see it, but I've seen many similar kind of things.
Or like, I feel like I've definitely seen, I guess like now looking back at it, there was, when I was streaming at one point, I think there was a dude that came in and he was talking about, oh, it's only about 50% of it, it actually goes to, I don't know his stats or whatever. I don't quite remember the stats. I know he said something about 50%, that it only works 50% of the time or something like that. And that honestly, he like, I kind of like, to me, I felt like he believed in it,
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, like, that's what I'm trying to look. I'm trying to look to see kind of like, because it's definitely becoming such a bigger thing now.
Yeah, I think it's kind of ridiculous to some of the conspiracy theories people believe. I feel like people believe these conspiracy theories just out of like a kind of boredom in a way. Like I feel like they're just like they're bored, and when they follow this conspiracy theory, they feel entertained. But some of these go like really far, especially like the coronavirus being fabricated kind of thing, and like the mask suffocating you and stuff like that. I mean, it's just ridiculous to believe that kind of stuff, even though there's so many studies and stuff showing how that's wrong.
Do you think? Do y'all honestly? Do y'all ever go and think that maybe sometimes people kind of like you have like with like football teams and stuff like that, you have people who bandwagon onto that. Do you
Yeah.
think it's like the same kind of concept, or
Yeah, I think it's kind of like that. I mean, you'll see just one guy will make this one Facebook group, and there'll be thousands of people that'll follow. It's just kind of like a snowball effect. The more people that believe it, the more people that'll also believe it faster.
well, it's like, okay, do you like sometimes do you feel like they're a little bit more aggressive in a sense, like the people who are anti-maskers? Do y'all feel like they're a little bit more?
Um, I don't know. I'm kind of confused by what you meant there, but
Like,
I think
okay, like okay, say that you worked at a store. Okay, take for instance, okay, Nolan has his place, right? And he would expect them to go and comply to go and wear their mask, correct?
yeah.
And then you have someone who goes in there and refuses to work, or to not to work, to wear their mask and stuff like that. Sometimes I don't know, like maybe it's just like certain videos that you've seen on like everywhere, whether it be like YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, like Facebook and stuff like that, that people like when you tell them to go and do something, they tend to get a little bit more aggressive towards not doing it. You get what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of like a gullibility thing, because you'll see people that believe one conspiracy theory will most likely believe another one and another one. You'll see many people that are like flat earthers, and they're anti-mask activists and stuff like that.
Right.
I think it's just kind of more of a gullibility kind of thing, where just you believe these things easier. Some people do, and it's a mindset. I think they act a lot more irrational and stuff like that, and definitely way more aggressive towards going towards with their beliefs and stuff like that.
I do find that because like I'm trying to think. I think like because so my brothers worked at a store at a what do you call it? Just at a grocery store. Um, since he was like in high school or something. Like he does it when he's teaching. He does it also on a side. And he even says like he sees so many people like going in with no mask and stuff like that. And it's like he's like, we don't even tell him anything because he's like, what's the point now? Because there's so many people that are just gonna sit there, and argue.
Yeah.
Um,
I feel like one reason why so many people are like prone to believe like coronavirus, suffocates you, or like some people go out and say, "Oh, I have breathing problems. I can't wear masks." I feel like they choose to believe that just because wearing masks, people don't like it. They feel it's uncomfortable. With the warm air is hitting them back again, and they mess around with their mask a lot.
yeah.
And like people kind of like do it where their nose isn't covered and stuff like that. I feel like the reason why this anti-mask kind of thing has gone so big is just people find extreme discomfort wearing the mask. So when they hear someone telling them, there's like this big reason why they want to believe it.
Yeah, they want that probable cause to get kind of go into it. Like, yeah, that makes sense. That definitely makes sense. Nolan Jackson, you'll saw it,
Yeah.
Queen.
But yeah, I know some that are like, I'm claustrophobic. I know some are like that as
Yeah.
They don't want to wear their mask because they're claustrophobic, or
yeah, that's what they basically.
but like I don't know. I don't know, like I look at a lot of people that are like claustrophobic, and it's still like one of those things that it's like they still go back and they still wear their mask, you know.
Yeah, it's very. Yeah, I get.
Yeah. But I I do kind of see like, you know, like those like what do you call it, the like protests and stuff like that, you know, like there's definitely a lot more like protests coming up and stuff like that, like rallies. And so
Yeah, like the
the what?
the Black Lives Matter stuff. Yeah.
No, not that, like with the whole anti-mask and stuff like that, like there's definitely a lot more rallies going on. So I mean, it's kind of going back and kind of, I don't know if y'all see it, like it kind of makes me feel like it's going to end up making it go backwards, I guess. Because what if somebody goes to one of those rallies and stuff like that, and they go back and they get sick, you know?
Mhm.
Like and then it's going to like spread even more. I don't know. That's my whole kind of like thing behind it. But
Is there anyone here that believes that they don't need to wear masks or anything like that? Or all right, good. Just making sure, you know. But I do think the anti-mask kind of conspiracy theory is just a little outlandish, saying like it suffocates you and stuff like that, and that's like masks are the reason why there's coronavirus cases and that coronavirus doesn't exist. Theories like that, I think those are kind of ridiculous. And I guess I'll transition it on to another topic of just there's some people that believe coronavirus uh, is fake or that was artificially created by like people like a lab in China or something like that, which is kind of stupid as well to think. Have you guys heard that one? I hear that one a lot more than the anti-mask one, I think.
Yeah, I hear that like people are saying like Corona's fake and like something about the government doing this to money or something with money and government. I can't remember.
Oh
that
yeah,
it's like in a sense it's like their way of controlling people, or I don't know, like something like that or something, you know?
Yes,
yeah.
something on the lines like along the lines of that.
I mean, I get what you're saying, like like I don't know how to explain it. It's like, well, okay, my brother kind of went back and he that's what it was. It was like something. Have you all ever seen the like movie like The Purge and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he was talking about like the fact that people were kind of going back and bringing up that maybe it's like, you know, like the purge and stuff. You know what I mean? Like the whole like conspiracy
I
with the
see a
government
reason
and stuff
why.
like that. Like
Yeah.
the government's the actual one who went and started this and stuff like that. And yeah, I've definitely seen some of those and stuff like that. I mean, that people are going and saying stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've also heard that they believe like it's like an attack on America or stuff like that. There's like two different versions. These controversial beliefs like are all over the place. There's many of them since it's a big topic that's affected us. But some people believe it's made by the U.S. government, and it's like you said, kind of like the purge in a sense. And some people think it's like an attack on America by China. Like China created this virus in a lab and then spread it over to us, which just kind of makes no sense too. Just because it's affected the whole world, not just America.
Yeah, kind of like an outbreak.
Yeah.
Bro, World War Z's coming up, I swear.
I was like, then that's kind of like what everybody's kind of saying at this. Like, it's crazy. Like the amount of stuff that's actually happened in this year, which is just like just completely crazy. You know.
Yeah.
Is there anything? I don't know. Nolan's been really quiet. He's usually really talkative. Nolan, is there anything you have to say about this? Because I'm kind of a little burnt
Yeah,
out on it.
yeah, you were kind of really talkative last podcast, but I mean, I'm kind of quiet too, but
I like Nolan. Did I hurt your feelings when I told you you talked a lot last podcast?
No. It's just I don't really know what to really talk about when it comes to conspiracy theories, to be honest.
It's like, okay, do you think that it's kind of like true what they're saying, that it's almost considering like a purge, or do you think it's just so far fetched?
I kind of think now, like I'm gonna say this, since 2020 was a little hitter, everything breaks out now. Uh, my sister actually told me that I think it was 100 years ago, possibly. Like every 100 years, there's always a pandemic. Like for example, the
oh
last
yeah,
one was the Black Plague, and now this
yeah, I heard
year's
about that.
COVID-19. So
We finna see a COVID-20.
COVID-20. Oh
Oh,
yeah.
This pandemic's gonna go down in history.
Oh,
Oh
it's
yeah.
definitely.
Definitely.
I
I'll tell
cannot
my
wait.
grandchildren stories about it. I'll be like, oh yeah.
No. It's not even gonna be the grandchildren. It's just gonna be your children. They're gonna be like, "How did you guys survive the pandemic
Yeah,
of
like
I'm gonna tell
2020?"
I'm gonna tell them my war stories and be like, well, son, I sat inside, watched Netflix, and played video games. It was tough work.
And had such a hard time like
Yeah.
with school
And
online, you know?
and everyone complained. It was
No.
terrible times, terrible times.
The
It
whole
was
like
scary,
going and
terrible
missing
time.
out on like toilet paper, water, and all of that, like all the
dude, I'm
shortages.
missing out like on a lot of like life, not really life changing, but like like stuff that I should remember, like middle school dances and stuff. Like it's when I think about that, it actually kind of makes me sad.
Yeah, I mean, I'm one thing I'm missing out on is I was gonna get a driver's permit this year, and I've kind of missed out on that since COVID and everything.
Oh yeah, COVID.
Can you not still do that, or what?
You can take
We
online
can.
course. You can take online courses, and there's some places that are actually opened up. But one of my biggest problems I was having was I needed a way of proof enrollment of a school, and I have to like go to the school and ask for it. And I haven't been to the school in like 7 or 8 months. It's been a long time, or whenever. I'm bad with numbers. Whenever the COVID started, or like when
7, 8 months ago.
schools closed down.
Yeah.
It was like
I mean, it
8 or 9 months
depends on
ago.
the state. I mean, it depends on the state when it actually closed.
But for me, the day I could get a permit was the 25th of March, and my school stopped on the 13th of March for spring break. It was like I've had a spring break for 8 months.
I know, and then they were talking about like the fact that you're gonna be back by May or something like that. You know.
I heard that there like Corona was gonna go away in like the summer when it's really hot because like it'll get like evaporated by the heat, but we're in like
That didn't happen.
we're in fall going to winter, and yeah.
Well, now it's like a whole bunch of like saying, oh, it's gonna last like another 2 years or so. You know.
It better not.
I hope it
swear,
does
if it
not.
is, if it is, I'm just saying this now. I'm giving up.
Well, it's not because of that. It's like what they like kind of like going back into those like other conspiracy or those theories and stuff like that. Like the fact that you have so many people with anti-mask, and then you have people not believing in COVID. You know what I mean? Like they're not taking in a sense the necessary precautions. You know?
Yeah. I hope that the virus doesn't like last long, but I said this last podcast, but I believe it's gonna be a reoccurring thing. Like it may be here for a long time, or just here to stay. Which is a
So are
little
we all
worrying.
saying? I was like, are we all kind of saying that like we don't kind of believe that COVID is a conspiracy? We're all like, COVID is here. It's actually here. and
Yeah,
stuff like
COVID.
that.
I believe that COVID is really, really here. Like, cool. So how do you guys? How do you guys make them?
Wait, I was so confused when it happened.
I thought you cut out. I was waiting for
I
you to
know.
say something.
I know. I was like, anyways,
I thought you cut out.
but yeah, like I honestly, I kind of, I do think, I think it's definitely here to me. Like,
Yeah. I don't know.
Mm.
I also think conspiracy theories are kind of a way to look away from the what's happening. It's just kind of like a way to look at something else. You know, kind of go into this little fantasy setting where you think of this, or just a way to like kind of replace. You know, like give reasoning to why this is happening. Kind of like, why is this happening? Oh, it's because of this. You know, conspiracy theorists give you a reason why it's happening, and you look around and you just say that one makes sense.
it's in a sense kind of trying to give people a little bit of hope, I guess, maybe, or if that's kind of like what people are looking for, and is like hope that it's kind of almost over and done. Is that what you're in a sense saying?
Yeah, I was kind of more directing towards like, you know, there's some things that are unknown about coronavirus, and there's some things that just people don't want to believe. Like they don't want to believe that some random guy ate a bat and this is why we have coronavirus. They want to believe some big story like, oh, it's China, they're launching an attack on us. They want to make it feel meaningful, I guess, in a sense.
That definitely
And
makes sense.
if I can add something real quick, I actually been hearing a lot that like they're blaming it on China because they want another world war. Like a lot of people saying this is how we start World War III.
Now Nolan's kind of going off
Well,
in a in
Go for
another tangent.
Sorry.
Yeah, why not? Let's go off on a tangent. Nolan, go ahead.
World War
I'll
III,
allow it.
the
Go for it, buddy.
introduction, COVID-19.
All right.
Awesome. Good
my
work.
God.
Thank
Oh
you,
my
thank
God.
you.
World War
Took a lot of
Three.
thinking process.
That's technically a conspiracy theory.
About like
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, do you want to now go into that? I mean,
I mean, if you want, I'm down.
I'm down. Nolan, you want to lead it?
No.
You're the one who brought it up, and you're
Hey,
like, "No, I'm good. I'm good." You know.
uh,
Go for it,
well,
Nolan. Go.
yeah,
So I guess a lot of people are actually telling me like when we like first started off in school, a lot of people were saying, "Yo, World War III is now. This is why China launched the attack. The Americans are saying it's World War III." And like everybody was telling me we should rally the allies to send like a full attack against China, just because they're quote unquote responsible for COVID and like the whole outbreak.
I feel like it was a little like I feel like both sides kind of made a mistake. I feel like it was a little irresponsible for China to like kind of play down coronavirus when it first happened by saying it's not a big deal and all that, and not mentioning it until notice, and then saying it's not a big deal. And then we keep on saying it's China's fault, which it's not like
But
fully their fault. It's not like they created it or anything. But
yeah,
it
it's
is in a
also our
sense.
fault.
It is in a sense their fault for just downplaying it a lot, but we keep on upplaying it as it's their fault. It's the China
But
virus and all that.
yeah, but and that's also it's like to go back and it's like to look at that it's the first, kind of the ones who's like really playing that is in a sense our president, because he's the one that's going, oh, it's the China virus. Like if you actually go and watch when it was like first getting here and stuff like that, he would literally say stuff like that,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? I want to go on a tangent. I want to talk politics. Last time I was shot down. I'm determined this time. I want to talk politics. What's you guys' views on it?
On what specifically?
The whole thing with like the big thing happening right now, like the campaign between Biden and Trump.
Go for it. I don't really care. It's interesting.
I personally think it's just kind of both sides. It's like there's no winning side here. It's like the lesser of two evils when it comes to it.
Yeah, but
Kinda like-
that's the whole issue that we're kind of, in a sense, we're facing is like you keep saying, like everybody keeps saying, oh, the lesser of two evils, but then it's like you shouldn't go and vote like that. But I mean, that's honestly the way it ends up.
I feel like there needs to be like another party that rises up, so it's not just Republican or Democrat. It's these two guys. It's like, so you at least have a third option. Kind of. I feel like because like Trump, we've had him enough to say we hate him, and then Biden, we look at him and everyone's like, oh, he's old, and then they're like, oh, look at all these things he's done and stuff like that. I don't know. I feel like it just helps to throw off everything happening right now with all these big major events happening all at once. Just to slap you in the face with 2020, you know?
Definitely.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many things happening. There's coronavirus. There's politics. There's Black Lives Matter. And then there's just people acting ridiculous, especially like the rise of Karens and all that. People have been joking about a little bit.
I mean, I can
Yeah.
definitely go and see that.
Yeah, stuff like that.
What do you think, Nolan?
Yeah, Nolan, speak.
Yeah, Nolan.
Yeah, Nolan.
Oh my
Like,
gosh!
what do you like? Repeat that again.
In the consideration of politics. I mean, well, okay. Take for instance. Okay, you would say that your family kind of, in a sense, like how do I say that? Like, I'm trying to think of the right word.
We're Democrats.
Like, no, what? I just saw your name.
I didn't change that. I didn't.
No, I'm
change
talking
that.
about. I'm talking about like your family. Your parents. Your parents weren't born here, correct?
Correct.
And were you?
I was born here.
But okay, so you would be considered like a first generation in a sense, right? Like, has it completely affected your family and stuff like that? Like,
With me
like, politics and
living
stuff
in
like that?
America
Yeah.
or politics. Well, I wouldn't say
Yeah.
I'm the first generation. I would say my oldest brother would be the first generation of my family.
First generation is like your whole thing. Like, it
Oh,
doesn't
the whole
matter with your.
sibling thing?
Yeah, it's like all your
Okay,
siblings.
okay.
Like,
Well, I'd say it has affected because from where we came, quote unquote, where we came from, our money is not obviously suitable for here, and that we had to kind of lay low from the United States government for us to like actually get a little bit of a financial support. And once we were able to do that, we were able to start attending school. So what I'm saying is like obviously like with politics and all that, we kind of decided to see which ones would help us immigrants, I guess you could call it. And that way we can lean more towards them and see how they would play out, for example, during this time of need.
so you would say like on that, it kind of either led you like Republican or Democratically. Is that what you mean? Or
Yes. Like we've seen more support from the Democrats. So we decided to label ourselves as Democrats and always lean towards Democratic side. Because we've seen that the Democrats help out more towards immigrants and non-Americans.
Yes.
Hold on, slow down for a second, Nolan. Be honest with me here. Are you playing Fortnite?
I'm not.
Oh, what's these clickety clackies happening on? I hear.
He's researching as he speaks.
Yeah, I'm literally researching some other conspiracy theories.
Yo, this is a little off topic, but Today, an 11-year-old stole a school bus in Louisiana and went on a high-speed chase.
What?
I'm not kidding. It's true. An 11-year-old stole a school
Hold on.
bus
Hold on,
and
I'm looking this up
was
right now.
literally going sicko mode, like speeding down roads.
11
The whole police department chasing after him. Just
11-year-old steals
school bus in
school
Louisiana.
bus.
Dang, dude, that guy lives the thug life. That's
Yeah,
just
he-
epic.
Oh yeah, 11-year-old.
So that's why parents don't want their kids playing GTA.
Road
Bro, he really
road
said I'm tired of
police and
online
stolen
learning.
police bus.
Man really said, "Let me drive the bus."
Let me
my
drive
God.
Where are we
the bus.
dropping, boys? He wanted to be the bus driver.
He really did Fortnite.
Oh my god. Okay. Let's go back and get ourselves back onto
I'm
topic. Back on topic.
Oh my God.
I don't and like I don't know. I kind of go back and I see both of y'all's points and stuff like that. I think it's like the same thing. Like it's basically coming like full circle around again because of last election. You know, when President Trump was running, the first time against Hillary Clinton, stuff like that. It's like it's the same exact thing, except it's a different person that he's going up against. You know, or y'all don't see it that way at all.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
Sorry, I'm watching anime.
I was playing with the a dank memer bot.
Oh my gosh.
I'm
No,
sorry.
but like I mean, you wanted to get political and stuff like that. That's
Yeah,
why.
we got
That's why.
political.
So we got political for Kelton over here. You know.
Yeah.
I do want to bring up a conspiracy theory. And
Okay.
okay, I've always there's a couple people like JFK, Tupac, and people like that. You think they're really dead, or do you think they faked their deaths?
Faked it.
Nah, bro, and they're like, okay, so they have a grave. They have like a big, big house. Okay, I don't know what it's called, but there's like a button in
Mansion?
there. Sure, and there's like a button in there, and it opens up the casket, and it has like stairs, and there's like a basement, and all they're doing is playing like video games and playing board games and stuff. They're not really dead.
Yeah, dude. I've been there before. It's really chill.
Yo, Juice WRLD's my homie. Not even gonna lie.
It's like now really feel like you're honestly going off on a tangent on that point, you know?
No, I'm
I don't
bringing
know,
up an
like-
honest conspiracy theory about
I mean, like,
Tupac
but there
possibly
there
being
is a whole bunch of
alive.
like stuff like that. Like I mean, Damien, you're right. Like there is a whole bunch of like stuff like that are like definitely it's always been around, you know? But then you could go
Yeah.
back. You can go back and go into what conspiracy theory is that? Like the whole man, now I
John F.
can't think of
Kennedy?
no. You know, like the whole thing with the triangle and
Oh, the Bermuda Triangle.
no. Do y'all know what I'm talking about?
Illuminati.
Yes, there we
Yeah.
go. There we go. There we go. Then you can go back into that, like, you know. I mean, going back and looking at like those deaths and stuff like that. I mean, for some conspiracy theorists, sometimes they go back and they're like, "Oh, it has to go into that." Like it's a whole organization, and that's and they're a part of that organization. Have y'all never heard of stuff like that? Or is it just me? Or
I
is
don't know
it just
that.
me? Like,
I haven't heard those in a long time.
Yeah. Never mind.
Okay.
really, and like you get what I mean. Like it's just like people are going back and they're saying, different things like that, and it's just like, sometimes you go and you go and watch a lot of those videos that are up on YouTube, and you're just like, maybe this kind of makes sense and stuff like that, and it's like, and it's like they go back and they're like, oh well, this person's also involved in it, this person, because of like certain things. I mean, don't go and believe that. I mean,
Yeah, I heard like something about like Snoop Dogg being involved of Tupac's death. I'm like, okay, I guess, sure. But I really don't know.
well, it's like that whole thing like with like Tupac's death and Biggie's death. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's like the fact that they go back and both of them definitely like their deaths interplay with each other. You know,
Yeah.
and that it's like I don't know. Like somebody said, it's a whole like conspiracy that there was this whole thing behind it because something like that Tupac did or something. I know that, I don't know. Like it's like one of those things.
Well, Loop, you want to know the real conspiracy theory?
What's
Is
that?
is the government. Every
It
time
doesn't
someone is
exist.
something really important, they've magically either died or committed suicide. Someone was almost found the cure to cancer, got clapped. Someone was like finding an alternative for gas, like water, got clapped. It like isn't
Oh
it
yeah, that's a
coincidental?
big one.
All this,
I
like
I remember hearing a lot about that.
yeah,
Yeah, every time somebody was to say something about a certain question, they're like,
to
"Oh, I
make
can't really
people
talk
lose
about this," and
money.
they'd say,
Yeah, if you talk
Well,
about stuff like, and I don't know if I should be talking about this, I'm probably gonna get clapped, but
"No, Damien, I don't go, dude. Stop. Silence yourself."
I'm just kidding, FBI, bro. I'm chill.
he's
Joke, bro. It's
oh
just a
my
joke.
Only
god.
coincidental.
Oh my god.
Yo, FBI, he's just joking. Chill out.
So I don't know, like it like I've definitely like seen and heard some stuff like that. Like because then you can go back and you can say that they were going and looking at like 9/11 and stuff like that. Like a lot of people go back and think the government had something to do with that,
Honestly, that one, the government didn't have anything to do with that, I believe.
But that's a like a conspiracy theory. Like
It's a
Yeah, like
they're stating,
conspiracy
Bush did
theory,
9/11.
yes,
yeah,
but I don't
they're
think
saying that
Bush
Bush had
did.
something to do with it as well.
Why
But
would the government do that? I mean, they do a lot of stupid things, but that's one thing, that
well,
was a
I
main.
think it was like something like they had to. It was like something about oil, if I'm not mistaken, or something like that. Because like up in over there, it's like it was something about oil. I think that's what it was, or something that somebody had brought up that it had something to do with that. But that would like it's so far fetched that I like to me I feel like it's so far fetched.
Yeah. One thing I gotta say, Trump and Mark Zuckerberg are in cahoots. They're both lizard men I saw on TV.
I also believe that.
But they're what? Sorry, I didn't.
They're lizard men, dude. Mark Zuck.
You think they're listening? See, like, okay, when we were first going like through, guys, when we were first going like through the podcast and stuff like that, that was one of the things that like Kelton brought up about what was it? It was like
Lizard people.
yeah, lizard people, and then
Teenage Mutant Ninja
I
Turtles.
said the
Turtle
lizard
people?
people, anti-mask,
uh-huh,
conspiracists, and flat earthers. Those
yeah.
are the three I brought up.
Okay.
Yeah,
The Earth
lizard.
isn't flat, obviously. I'm gonna argue this right now to you.
Dude, flat Earth conspiracies. There's so many, dude. There's ones that believe that the Earth is flat,
Which
and
is
there's
dumb.
like a dome atmosphere around it, and then there's like this the moon's fake. It's a fake light source that's being flashed at us, and the moon landing was faked. There's beliefs that the world is flat and it's covered by an ice wall around, and that's the Antarctica. It's an ice wall all around. There's a conspiracy theory that the world is spherical, but there is once again an ice wall that's blocking off, so only a small portion of the planet is being seen. And so that's why it would appear to be flat, but it's actually spherical. There's so many of them. There's lots of them,
It's not real. It's not real, obviously.
and
No, it's not called flat.
they've all been disproven because first off, faking the moon landing that would have been incredibly hard because every single person and the date of which the moon landing was recorded and streamed, there would have had been a giant amount of people working on doing that. And if you said that the technology used to fake the moon landing was hidden, then there'd be another giant list of people that would have to be quiet. There's just a thing of there'd have to be way too many people not saying anything about the moon landing being faked for it to be true. Like there's just so many people that have to stay quiet about it.
But I mean, yeah, but there's gonna I guess you're right. You bring up a valid point. I personally don't believe that the moon landing was fake.
Yeah, I don't either. That's what I was saying. I was saying that there's no way it could have been fake, just because there'd have to be so many people they'd have to make hush, like shush.
That's why they just
Um,
kill them after.
Like a lot of people say that the moon doesn't exist,
Guys, the
It-
moon is not
It's
real,
a cheese
bro.
wheel.
Oh my
and it's like and it's like how the Earth is flat.
The
Like,
waves.
it
Yo,
was
chill out.
scientifically
Like-
proven that the
do you-
Earth was flat.
Do you honestly, Nolan? Do you honestly use the theory and think the Earth is flat? Like completely honestly?
Wait, do I think the Earth is flat?
Yeah. Do you think it's flat?
You guys honestly need to chill. You guys got me looking up at the sky.
No.
Dude, there's
I'm sitting at my window right now.
I
many
was thinking too,
things.
I was thinking- I'm not-
Because I had a friend that believed in flat Earth. I had for a while. Some of my family members were believed it for a while.
You're not sitting with the right friend groups, are you?
It was one friend, and it was like I had no idea. It was completely out of the blue. We just at some point in time we brought up the Earth, and he said I think it's flat, and were like okay. We just kind of brushed it over, but
Small brain.
I know I there's quite a lot. Like there's so many experiments that have been done. Like there's people that have spent millions of dollars to prove that the Earth is flat, accidentally prove it's round, and then say, "Huh, well, that's interesting. I must have miscalculated in some way." And then they just move on. They brush it off, and they continue.
Since we're talking about flat Earth, you know how like they have a flat Earth community on Twitter?
Yeah, they have flat Earth community and everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm blocked from them. I said something about the Earth being round. They instantly blocked me.
Really?
Yeah, true story. I made 2 accounts, and I both said that the Earth is round. They blocked me.
Bro, for real. Same thing with
That's
Ohio,
hot.
bro. People really think Ohio is real. Name one person you know who's from Ohio.
Roman
Uh,
Atwood.
A girl I haven't
Roman Atwood.
I used to
Logan-
live
That's
in
fake
Ohio.
propaganda.
Logan-
That's fake
Oh no,
propaganda.
no, no. Queen
It's not
said she
real.
lived in
Queen?
Ohio.
My ex.
Are you saying Queen's
Queen?
not real?
She's not real. It's fake propaganda.
Nolan's ex.
Oh,
Oh, really? No.
No, I thought you actually meant like his ex.
No, like legit. My ex lives in Ohio.
She's fake.
yep.
I mean,
She's not.
there's a lot of YouTubers
Your
that
imagination.
come from Ohio.
They're all robots. They're all AI. AI are taking over YouTube. Everybody, stand up with me. We must overcome.
Bro,
No.
what do you think the bots are in
Doo-doo bot.
Fortnite, bro?
Oh my god.
The
Oh
bots are
my-
just. The bots are a hint. They're trying to tell us.
It's all
Yeah,
Ohio.
like the real AIs.
Yeah, they're trying to tell us. They're like the AI is taking over everything. All Fortnite players are AIs. Only you. You go in single player lobbies. That's why you queue up so fast. It's only you in the game. They're all AIs.
Oh my gosh.
The crappy AIs, they're just a mirage. They're to throw you off the scent. I know it, dude. I know it.
Bro, they're getting smarter. They used to not be able to build. How are they able to build now? You have to
that's-
think, how is this possible? Fortnite's
that-
making a bot.
Yeah, dude, that's why before when Fortnite first started, no one built, right? Because everyone except you in the lobby was a bot, and now they all know how to build. They've learned.
Exactly.
They've studied.
I think I like honestly. I think you've like lost it.
What do you mean?
Like honest.
Bro, this
Are you an
topic for a
AI?
podcast, Loop
Oh my
isn't
gosh.
real.
Yeah, I'm not
It's
really.
scientifically proven that Loop today is a fake.
You know.
Yeah.
That's the way.
Subscribe
yeah.
today to
Shit,
find out
sh-
more.
She was sent by YouTube.
Yeah, subscribe
Oh,
and join the channel, the paid entry, and all the secret information will be revealed to you.
All be leaked.
It'll all be leaked.
Oh
Just
my
in 5
God.
easy clicks, your credit card information and 3 wacky numbers on the back. It can be yours.
I was like, don't say
Don't
that.
forget the expiration date.
Don't forget the expiration.
Oh my god. No, okay. So like, I was just looking at something like. Have you ever seen one of those things that is like a whole like social experiment and stuff like that? You know, I don't know because I was just thinking about Kelton and his politics over there. And like the person said, go to Joe Biden's Facebook page and see how many of your friends like it, then do the same for Donald Trump and post the results. I went and like, looked at it, and it was like 3-2. So it was like 3 of my friends liked Donald Trump's page, and then 2 of my friends liked Joe Biden's page.
Bro, that's how you cause a war in your comments.
For real, like honestly, like that would definitely,
Yeah.
for sure. Like I don't know, like I was just looking at it, and I was just like, I just kind of wanted to see,
Are you a
like how
Biden
it
or a
looked and stuff.
Trump fan?
I
Comment down below.
I don't know a lot about politics. What was that one thing about Biden? Like they keep on saying like, oh, his daughter or something. Like
Oh,
there's
his son.
his
It was
son.
like his son. His son had gotten in trouble.
Yeah,
Alright,
one of
that-
his son did drugs. One of his son
Mhm.
was in the army that was shot and killed in action. And
Yeah.
his daughter. I don't know, did he have a daughter?
Oh, here comes the robot
Oh
Nolan.
no, his daughter.
Yeah, you're
it was
starting to
murder.
become a robo again. You know what, Nolan? I'm gonna cut you off. You're starting to become a robot. Take some time to repair your AI. Come back to human form.
Oh my gosh.
I am human.
Bro.
I'm human.
So one thing I have with politics is I feel like they're not really thinking about the
They're not
future
real.
of the country. They're not real. I'm starting to think like they're thinking self benefit and how I can make myself look better than the other person. Like stuff like
Yeah.
when Trump said he'll build a wall, that wasn't even his idea. That was Hillary Clinton's idea. And then he didn't know what to say, and somebody just told him, "Oh, just talk about building a wall. Talk about building a wall." Because like Hillary was like, "We will build a barrier around," and he just walked up. He's like, "We will build a wall," and everyone started clapping. They're like, "This man's a genius."
I don't know. Like, have you ever actually had a chance to go and look at it or whatever?
No.
Did
Like
he
the
even
wall.
build it?
Like
No.
partially. They partially built it. Like it's not like I don't know.
Wasn't-
I think my mom like they took a vacation like down because living in Texas and stuff like that. They went down, like if you go down south, like closer to the border and stuff like that. Yeah, they definitely. My mom says it makes it look like it makes you feel cold. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like like the thing about it is like you're right. Like honestly, he didn't go back and he didn't complete it. Like because y'all were like, oh, he actually built it or he didn't build it. Like it. From what they were doing a whole report on it about like the fact that it's so easy to like just climb and go back over. You know what I
Bro,
mean?
they really act
Yeah.
like I can't climb a wall.
Like
Or
yeah, I mean,
taking
it's
like
He's Spider-Man.
there's so many problems with building a wall. It feels like the simplest thing. It's like saying it to people, and so people are like, "Oh, that sounds like a good idea," and then he's just like, "Oh, I tried. I built this wall." But like, there's so many things you can climb over. The one of the biggest problems is flying over it. Airplanes. That's the biggest problem. It's a wall. And I've seen some parts.
yeah.
I think I've seen some parts of the wall, and it's like that's easy to get over. Like it's all just so you could say you did it, or
Bro,
you
I've
say
seen
you
it
are
El
doing
He
it.
just puts
Paso, it was
one
just a
brick
fin.
down. I have built that wall.
I feel like the problem is that you like when it comes to presidency, if you want to get yourself known, you have to do campaigning to like advertise yourself. But to do campaigning, you need money. So what you need to do is you need to go to these big companies and say, "Hey, what's up? I need some money." And they're like, "Okay, sure, as long as you'll do this, this, and this for us."
Well, that's
And
the
so
thing. Trump didn't need money, Kelton. He
Yeah,
was
Trump-
already a
Trump-
millionaire.
Look,
yeah,
no,
that's
no,
the
no, no.
problem.
Yeah,
No,
but
no, 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 no.
you have
He
to
asked
go back.
his
He
father for $1 million loan.
yeah.
I feel
Dude,
like
and at one point they were like bankrupt, right?
who went bankrupt? I didn't hear you.
Trump.
Like Trump did.
went bankrupt.
Trump did?
When?
Like whenever he was younger and stuff, like there was something. No, and you know all of this, like
Bro, that
Oh,
was when he
heck
was
yeah.
younger, though.
Yeah,
Like-
yeah, but you still you still go back and you look at all of it. But Nolan's right. Like he borrowed a lot of the money from his from the family
Father.
and stuff like that. Yeah, from his
Shoot,
father.
Yeah.
he's balling now, though. Like, low
yeah, he's
key.
balling, bro. He's literally the president.
He's giving all of his presidential paycheck to like a charity or something like that.
He's bedrun being hated though. That was the one thing he's good at.
I thought he was like he only asked for $1.
No, I think he just forwarded all his money to like a like a freaking charity or something like that.
No one's like, I'm gonna go and look at this.
But I feel like by the time you get to the top to where you're like one of the presidency candidates, you either have to be really delusional or like you seem like something like you seem older or weaker, like kind of Biden, or you have to be like really scummy and kind of like you have to be a businessman mindset like Trump is to get up to that top point. Like all the actual like earnest people who would make a great president, they can never make it up to the ladders to get up there.
Yeah,
Well,
because
let's just
it
admit
definitely
it.
takes a lot of money.
Our options right now for this year are both really bad. It's either a piece of garbage from a trash can or a lollipop that's been sitting on the ground for a couple days. So that's what's practically what it's come down
No,
to.
it's either a fried orange or I can't think of another. I could only
A
think of one
pickled
for Trump.
onion, a pickled
A
egg, or something like that.
pickled egg. It's just I feel like the one thing I really disagree with is political parties. You know, like people look back. You know, this is probably taught in history class at some point in my life, or like Washington himself. He said, but like one of his final things before he left presidency is don't make political parties. And then like a few presidents later, like, hey man, I'm a Democrat. And now it's like Democrats and Republicans hate each other. They like they'll do things just to spite the other side instead of
Haven't seen
saying,
it.
yeah, that's a good idea. We should do
no,
that.
it's like he honestly he's right though. Like because like whether you're Republican or whether you're Democratic, you never want to say which one you are because you're kind of in a sense afraid of what people are going to say and what people are going to or how they're going to view you at that point.
Well, it's simple. You just don't discuss your political views. It just causes problems.
But that's
You
easier
know?
said than done because a lot of people do go back and they do like bring that up.
I really just disagree with the fundamentals of political parties. So it's like one thing that's happening is like how unemployment, like if you have unemployment, you can get like an unemployment check kind of thing. So right now they're like having this big argument about how much money how much government funds to put into that, and like Republicans went all the way down to 1 trillion, and Democrats went all the way up to 4.2 trillion or something like that. And so Republicans knew they were going to go high, so despite them, they went really low, and Democrats knew that Republicans were going to do really low, so they went really high, so they could get the middle point that they wanted. And it's just like it's a war between them instead of that they should be cooperating together, not against each other.
Exactly. See, we did end up getting into politics at this point. I mean,
I need to take a break. Holy shoot!
Okay.
Bro, should
Right.
should we take an intermission or?
Should we take an intermission?
I mean,
Can
I
go
feel like
cook food?
at this point, if we're going to take an intermission, it'd be the ending. We've been going for what was that? A little bit over 50 minutes.
Yeah.
We started at 8:54 and it's 9:47. So
What do y'all think?
I mean,
say-
we could call it quits for tonight.
I mean,
Alright.
is there anything else anybody wants to talk about just a little bit, just so we can kind of
Love.
stretch
Love
our
is
monetization? It's like stretching out for 10-minute video. We're stretching out for 1 hour.
I
Love is
mean-
fake.
You guys want to discuss the level I just beat on Doom Eternal?
Sure,
Oh my
man.
god.
Fortnite is actually
what's-
real life.
What's Doom Eternal like?
I don't even know
Gory,
what that means. Is that a made up
weapons,
word?
blood, bullets, zombies.
Ooh, I have a good topic. Forget about
Alright.
whatever we're talking about.
Okay,
You
go ahead,
people-
man.
People, the designers of kids shows, are putting secret messages in these kids shows
Yes.
to, like, in a sense, brainwash these kids.
That is a conspiracy theory I can kind of back a little bit. I can kind of see how there's some messages being sent there and stuff like that.
Adult themes being put in the children's shows.
That's pretty messed up. One thing I don't like the way just kids shows in general are like today. Like I look back at my good old youngin days.
kind of tough.
when I
Yeah.
put in the Blues Clues VHS into
Oh my
my box TV, I'd
God,
lay back
yes.
and I'd listen to
Well,
Mailman
still,
theme
even
song.
nowadays, I'd go and I'd sit in and watch like maybe an old episode, like friggin' I was, you know what Adventure Time is? Everyone knows what Adventure
Yeah,
Time
everyone
is.
knows
Yeah,
what.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Adventure
I
Yeah.
Time's
hate
the
that show.
wacky
Okay,
one,
my
though.
my brother started, watching it, and I used to love that show, and I was like, yeah, there's a lot of stuff in here that I didn't see when I was younger, and it's really weird.
Yeah,
Like,
they like
That's
they
what
like to
they've
weird.
put
always
some
said though.
adult
Like
jokes in there.
it's like one of those things like you won't get it until
Yeah,
after.
that's why some
But
shows like Phineas and Ferb are really popular. Because Phineas and Ferb grabs a great combination of jokes that are more mature and jokes that are like childlike. Like, so they'll say like an adult joke, and then a few minutes later there'll be this child's joke, and then that's kind of how they whirl. That's why there's people that today are rewatching Phineas and Ferb and saying it's a great show.
Yeah.
And we're actually about to hit the summer vacation count. Phineas and Ferb had, what was it? It's like 104 days of summer vacation or something like that.
Yeah.
well,
Mhm.
that's still putting stuff in a children's show that children should not be seeing.
I
I don't
I
know.
feel
Like you think about it, like like kids are like going and doing a lot more stuff than what you really think because it's not even on TV
Yeah, we
shows
gotta.
anymore. Like it's like you go back onto like you even like YouTube and stuff like that. Hence why they're probably trying to move like like kids TV and stuff like that, where what do you call it? Where you would get to a certain point that it would get into. Have y'all ever seen that where it'll get into this like stuff that they shouldn't be getting into?
um
What
I don't
what do you
know.
mean?
I don't know what
Like
you mean.
like
But
what was it? What was that thing before? Where that I don't even remember what it was. It was like it would like get into kid stuff, and then it was just like it would get into like some of the like scary kind of, you know what I mean?
Goosebumps? Are we talking about a show
No,
here?
no, 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 not even Goosebumps. It's like
oh, I do know some like one thing like what's that one show where like there's the cat always chasing the mouse? Tom and Jerry. There we go.
yeah,
Oh,
Tom and
Tom and
Jerry.
Jerry.
The final episode is
They kill each other. They kill
Yeah, it's them
themselves.
committing suicide with each other.
no, they don't show it,
I'm ahead out.
but there's a scene where like because Tom gets dumped by a girl Kay likes, and then Jerry also gets dumped, and they both at the very end they both sit down on a train track, and you hear "Brrrr," and
Yeah,
when
it's
yeah.
very
and it ends.
kids.
It
Yeah.
Why would you
Yeah, it
put
says
that on
the
a
end,
kid show?
yeah,
that's a kid
it
show.
says the end. All I hear is.
That is so messed up. Like, I mean, there
Yeah,
needs to be some standards here, and like really old movies would be PG-13. They'd like have full nudity and stuff like that. But I feel like kids shows, kids stuff, kids content now. I feel like it's really weird. Like you look back at the old stuff, like like 2000s kids would watch, like Blue's Clues and all that, where you listen there and you're like, oh, it's mail time, right? And now you look in
Yeah.
here and you're watching slime videos. You're watching those
Ryan's
life
World.
hack,
yeah.
Ryan's World life hacks. And you're watching like these shows. Like there was one show I saw my little brother watching, one time, and it was a show about these maggots, in like in
Oh,
like
the
an
larva.
alleyway.
Oh my god, yeah.
Larva, yeah.
That show's so nasty, bro.
It's so gross, and it's a kid show.
And kids just think it's hilarious, and it's really not. It's so weird.
And then my mom will always try to like tell him to turn it off because it's on Netflix. And then he knows that he shouldn't be doing it, so he always goes back on it. And I'll see it every once in a while. I'm like, that's such a messed up show. It's these larvae that like they don't say anything. They just have like these little like kind of just exaggerated voices, like
Yeah.
sounds they make like for their actions and stuff like that. Exaggerate movement, except they're larvae. It's just really weird. I don't get what the people were thinking when they made it. I feel like it was like they as a joke. They're like, I wonder how far we could take this kid show and it still be okay. And Netflix took it in, meaning apparently it was good enough.
Okay, I'm
Well,
gonna say
I
afraid.
was like I wouldn't even go into the whole Netflix thing because like like those like
Yeah.
everybody going and trying to get away from Netflix and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, remember? Yeah, I don't think we should get into that.
Yeah,
This is
I think
off topic,
we should stop it.
but oh, you go ahead. You go ahead.
You're on the VPN. Oh, I'm gonna say a phrase, and if you guys get it, then we'll talk about it. If you guys don't, then we'll just not talk about it. Happy tree
Caillou
frame.
has cancer.
No, No, Happy Tree Friends. Anyone?
I've seen. Wait, is that the one? Is that the one where it was like?
It's like
I'm
a
trying to
kid
think.
show, but it's made for adults.
Yeah, and it's like super creepy. Like they
Yes, they
like
die and
kill
stuff.
like their it's like I watched. I think I watched like one episode and then I was just like, nope, not doing this.
I don't know. I feel like the generation of like kids it's changed a lot. Like kids like 2000 kids, what they did as children was probably watch DVDs and some VHS, and they'd play with their Buzz Lightyear toy. And now kids these days they're like 2 years old and they get this tablet and they start to learn all this stuff. They live in a more open environment really early.
Yeah.
So it's just like it's really curious to see how they'll grow up because they won't grow up like us at all. They'll grow up completely different because unlike us who grew up kind of standard and then like halfway through our life we kind of got into the internet and technology and having a phone and stuff like that. Like I mean I didn't get my phone until 8th grade and stuff like that when I was 13. And then kids and then there's
but
kids,
there's like a difference between like phones and stuff like that. Like what kind of phone did you get though?
When I was 13 I got just like a normal LG phone, I guess.
But like still like it still had somewhat of like internet and stuff like that, right? Like what I mean? See,
it was
but like but then you go back and you look at my generation and it's just like dude,
you
literally
didn't have any of that.
no, like we we had phones and stuff like that, but it was like like the phones where you had to like double click to like get a B, you know what I mean? Like it was like that. It was the flip phones and stuff.
Oh
You
yeah,
guys were living the good life. I got a pigeon and a freaking piece of paper.
Back in my
sidekicks and stuff like that. And see, that's the difference. And then whenever you accidentally hit the internet button, you're like, oh my god, no, because it charged you. It charged you.
It charged you.
Like,
I know.
Just...
I actually before I got like a full force phone, because they didn't trust me with the phone for whatever reason, I had this track phone. It was like a flip phone, and you could buy minutes, and you'd put them into your phone, so you'd have like 60 minutes. And so you'd have 60 minutes to talk to someone. Every time you sent a message, it took like 30 seconds to read and send a message.
Yeah,
and when
like we got my brother one of those.
Yeah, and then like every minute you're on the internet, it takes up a minute. And then you can also use minutes to buy little games and stuff like that. Like it was basically like your currency to do anything on the phone. And
it's the V-Bucks.
And so you'd spend like $7 on the phone, and then you'd spend $20 on like an hour, and then you have 1 hour on your phone, which is just crazy to think about.
Now you look at it and you're just like you're constantly on your phone and you're constantly checking it and stuff like that.
I got that unlimited.
And then like now I was like, now that like people are going and like the whole like getting into like social media and stuff like that, it's just like you're constantly like trying to keep updated and you're trying to make sure you post things and you're trying to make sure you record things and you're like it's a lot. It's definitely a lot.
And then like you're constantly like checking to see they post something, let me like it real quick so they get like more views and more everything, and it's just like
And as like I think it's really weird because like when my generation, like I'm making it sound like I'm old, like the early 2000s. When you grew up with phones, but you didn't get a phone until like you were at least a little over like middle school, like early high school, late middle school.
Yeah, like me, I got one as a freshman in high school.
Yeah.
And that was, dude, I don't even want to say when that was, like, honestly.
Yeah, but you'll see kids, like, nowadays, like, they'll be 5 and they'll have a phone. Or,
and
I know,
it's not even one of those, like, cheap phones. It's like a freaking iPhone 11.
It's like a full-on iPhone. Like, I have a cousin that, like, she's really small. I think she's, like, 3 or 4. And she loves using her mom's phone all the time. She'll always have it. And every time she gets called or anything, she'll just instantly hang up. And if she doesn't have, when she asks for the phone, she doesn't get it, she'll throw a fit and stuff like that. And it's just she's really attached to it.
Like if they get a text message, it's like swipe up, like nothing.
Yeah,
that has
kids be growing up on.
That like That happens a lot. Like if I'm texting my sister-in-law's sister, if I'm texting her and then like later on she's like, "Oh, sorry, sorry I didn't answer back right away." Like one of her sisters had her phone.
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh, okay." And she's like, "Yeah, she didn't even tell me that you had texted." And it was like something like super important that we needed to talk about and stuff like that. And it's just, but
Bro, yeah,
definitely see
you
that.
got me messed up. I'm not gonna. If I have kids, they're not getting a phone like that. Like they'll get a
Yeah.
phone when they're older. I'm not gonna hand a
Yeah,
toddler a phone so they can throw
I'm
fits.
getting these boomer worries. You know the worries that boomer generation had when phones were happening. I'm getting those worries. I don't want my kid having a phone when he's like that young. No, kid.
No, they're gonna throw fits. They're gonna
Yeah.
want it.
Well,
Here,
do you feel like then you go back and do you feel like sometimes there like brings up that whole concept of like people feeling that they're more entitled because of that, like otherwise they're gonna throw their fits and stuff, like in a sense of what you were saying like at one point about like the whole creation of Karen, you know what I mean?
yeah, I don't know. I feel like kids shouldn't have like all that information so early, like having these devices and stuff,
Yes.
because they feel a really strong attachment to it.
Exactly.
And not only that is like I was saying, they can get exposed to anything. It's one click away. They
Yeah.
can do anything.
There's
See,
high
that's what I was trying to tell
exposure
you
and
with
stuff
like the
that.
whole like YouTube and stuff like that. Like it's like adults hiding, you know what I mean? Like some of those adults that shouldn't be using the internet and stuff like that, like they're going and creating some stuff and some certain content that those kids definitely shouldn't see. You know what I mean?
They should. Yes.
I mean, like you look at YouTube Kids and it's all junk food. Like I don't want like I look at YouTube Kids and it's like these are all super weird things. Why would I want my children mindlessly like watching this? It's like it's just really weird. I'm just like if I just feel like they shouldn't have all that so early because they kind of grab an attachment to it and they feel like they need it more and stuff like that. And it's kind of like a spoilage thing. I feel like
Definitely do that.
sometimes having less is good. Call me a boomer, but this next generation is going to be scary. It's just the way it works. So I mean,
Well, it's
when
like okay, but it's like going back and like going back to the whole thing, I do think like this generation's a little bit something else because it's like one of the things that like whenever they go and say that you're participating in a tournament as as a kid and stuff like that, and say your team goes and wins, but yet they're like, oh well, they're still gonna get like that kind of like huge trophy as well, you know what I mean?
Bro, they're gonna get a trophy
Like,
for participating, bro.
like
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like but it's already happening. Like
yeah,
that's the thing. Like it's already happening. Like
I feel like people nowadays are a lot more sensitive and they treat like their children a lot
Yes.
softer.
Yes.
And like I feel like you look back and there's some things that you could have done and it would have been okay, and now like you do it and you're a criminal. It like you're not like an actual criminal, you're viewed as a criminal. Like people just
Yeah.
think you're a terrible person for doing it and stuff. Like I don't like TikTok and stuff like that. I just don't get it, man. Some of that stuff I don't get how you enjoy that. But I mean,
I
that's
kind
just
of get like I thought the same thing, and then I kind of like in a sense I kind of get lost in TikTok for a while.
Yeah,
Like it used to be like super bad. Like I would feel bad because I'm like I would spend like an hour just sitting there watching TikTok videos, and I'm just like, what in the world am I doing?
No,
Yeah.
I'm
But
getting rid of it. Like I can't go into it on the podcast, but there's stuff on there that shouldn't be on there.
yeah, but it's not like
that too. Like
it's not like because there's a popular content that I just don't understand, and there's like the content I can kind of respect, like the comedy side. Some of that stuff's actually pretty good. Like I've looked through TikTok a little bit, and I've seen some content I actually liked. I laugh at. I'm like that's that's
No,
pretty good
that
show.
app is made for kids. The appearance is
Yeah,
targeted towards kids. It's targeted
but like
all
all
towards
that.
kids. But there's
But
adult content on that app everywhere,
exactly.
and the
Yeah.
kids are exposed to that.
Oh my gosh, dude!
And
I'm gonna hold on. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna feel so cool. All right, guys, comment down below what you think about the next
Bro.
generation. Your opinions on it. But I don't know. That's just boomer me. All
right, so
I was gonna. I feel a little sad now that you muted me. But like,
I was like, that wasn't me.
that's just boomer me, because like when books started getting like mass produced, there's actually like people saying, "Oh no, all these kids, they're all attached to their books all the time," and like
Oh, kids in their books.
and then when phones happen, or like when computers happen, they're like, "Oh, these kids are attached to the internet. They're computers." And then when phones came out, they're like, "Oh, these kids are attached to their phones all the time." It's just like a thing. It's
like a
changed,
never-ending
and
chain.
so boomer me, I don't like the next generation how it's going. I'm just saying. I don't know. When I'm looking at those 5-minute craft videos, like if I like people like kids today watching 5-minute craft videos, they're not gonna look back and say, "Oh, those were the days," like I do when I look
Oh
at
my
back at
God.
like Blue's Clues and and all that, like Blue's Clues, all those. I'm trying. I don't even remember some of them, but I
It's like
remember the
seeing like
memory.
mine was like Power Rangers and Ninja Turtles and like the old school kind of like Ninja Turtles and
But like I like both generations. Like those are both really good. Like your generation, my generation, and then there's this generation. 5-minute crafts, how to sneak animals into a movie theater. I don't know, man.
it's like I don't know. It's kind of gotten to the point that it's just like, oh, they're just basically doing it in a sense for views. You know what I mean?
And it's like tired of people putting in the toilet paper roll in wrong. Tip, life hack: take out the toilet paper holder roll like thing.
Commit genocide.
It's just
God.
the life hacks get really bad. But that's all I have to say for now. I've revved up and I've revved down.
I mean, we've gone from conspiracy theories to a little bit of politics
And
to
the
generation to the new
next
generation and stuff like that. Like it's definitely been a little bit I would say crazy and stuff like that. That's for sure.
Yeah,
Anybody else have anything like? I know like me, Kelton, Damien, somewhat Nolan. He's not when he's not distracted. Queen, Jackson.
all right.
Nobody.
I think that's it.
All right. Everybody feels good. You know.
Yeah.
All that. Yeah.
I think we took this podcast in a different style. I kind of liked this style a little bit more. It was a lot more laid back and joking.
Yeah, guys, definitely let us know what you think. If you like this way of doing it, if the other way you liked and stuff like that, please let us know. Leave it down also in the comments. Also, if you have anything else that you want to go and talk to us about and stuff like that, if you have anything else like suggestions, you can definitely leave it down in the comments. Or you can go and join the Discord. Also, with the Discord, you can go and join the podcast if you want. We have applications going on at that point. Damien usually handles that. It's got all of the general information there. But yeah, thank you guys for watching the second meeting halfway podcast. If you do like honestly, if you didn't agree with anything we said or anything like that, and you think that you want to come and tell us, you know, oh well, I think this and this, we definitely would want to hear that. So I do thank you, Jackson. I thank you, Kelton. I thank you, Damien, Nolan, Queen. Thank you guys for coming in and giving all of your opinions once again.
It once again had a good time.
Guys, yeah, please leave us some comments. Like we definitely appreciate it, and we definitely want to go and make this like as best as we can and stuff like that. But thank you guys, and we will see you guys next time.